It is Bill's top draft choice, Greg Rousseau, joining us, the pride of the University of Miami. Greg, thanks for joining us here. We know you've done a lot of these interviews, so we'll try to come up with different questions so you're not giving the same answers, but we appreciate the time nonetheless. Thank you. You've been like a media mogul here the last week since you got picked.
Facts. But I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's awesome.
What's your schedule like in the next couple of weeks? Are you in Buffalo right now? Are you coming back to Buffalo at any point, or
Yeah,
are
you
you
got
back?
rookie camp coming up.
Yeah, rookie camp. Tell us about what you're going to be up to the next couple of weeks.
Right now, I'm just working out down here in South Florida, but I'm going to be back in Buffalo. I'm leaving on the 12th, so I'll be back there for rookie camp, and I can't wait to get up there and to start learning, just getting to meet my new teammates and get used to the coaches and really just like get to know everybody in the whole entire building.
So, Greg, I know that, you young guys are all over the place on social media, so I don't know if you spotted this, but a fellow alum of yours from Miami, Calais Campbell, put a tweet out in support of you. There were, some national media people saying, the evaluation on Greg Rousseau might be difficult because he opted out last year, and some people are wondering, can he put on weight? And Calais put this out. He said, I wonder what the scouts were saying when I was coming out. Not athletic enough, not strong enough. I'm not a scout, and I know they have a tough job, but I hope they don't overthink this one. Greg Rousseau can play football. He is a playmaker. Shows up in both the run and the pass game. Have you ever spoken to Calais at all? Do you know him at all, with the fellow alumni network going on there?
Yeah, I know him. He came to a few practices in Miami and a few games, so I'll talk to him time to time. And also we text every now and then. He's always giving me advice and stuff like that. So I try to take everything in from him, He's a Pro Bowler, probably a future Hall of Famer, also went to the U, of course. Any old guy, even if they're not a Pro Bowler, any person who's in the position that I'm about to be in, I try to soak up as much knowledge from them as I can and just learn,
So what would you say is some of the more valuable advice that he's kind of passed and poured into you?
Just really telling me, not to read into everything, just control what I can control, work hard every single day. Just worry about getting better and worry about the team. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
All right, first things first, though, for me, the really important thing. Are you okay with the number 50, or did you have to settle for the number 50? What's your thing? I mean, is that a big step? Because I know numbers are kind of a big deal for some guys. What about you?
Nah, for me, I like number 50, actually. And I also like 15 at Miami. When I'm on the field, I'm not really thinking about my numbers. So, I know I'm going to make it look good, and that's what it's all about anyways.
Yeah, so you were 15 at the U, and our crack staff here at One Bills Live, we've come to learn you were number 5 in high school. Is that correct? Because we've got some footage here of someone playing a little wide receiver and someone bringing the wood at safety. Let's roll that beautiful footage, guys. A lot of go routes here, Greg, and a lot of fade balls. How many routes did you run in high school?
Probably about 3, maybe slant, fade, fade and go.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Don't fix it. It.
So are you going to be – you got to get in the ear of the coaching staff, say, red zone target or whatever. You could have 3 sacks and 3 touchdowns in a game. Maybe the only guy ever to have 3 TD receptions and 3 sacks in the same game, or a sack and a TD reception.
Facts. That'd be dope. That'd be freaking true.
Yeah. What do you think? Receivers are a completely different animal. I'm just curious because, you're up at the line of scrimmage now, obviously, at your current position. Is there anything that viewing the field defensively from that deep spot at safety in your high school days, and I realize schemes are a whole lot more complex at this level, but I'm just curious your view of the game, how the angles are so much different from being way back there and now up on the line. Is there anything that viewpoint is it still something you carry with you even now that you're up close to the line of scrimmage? I'm just wondering if that experience helps you at all now up close to the line.
I think it helped me. The way it helped me is just knowing how safety thinks, knowing how an outside linebacker thinks. And just when it comes to filling different gaps and what they see and what I see, it helped me kind of just bring those two things together,
Gotcha.
You said that you kind of learned it by, the terminology and some of the concepts by playing a video game. How now when you get out there and you're playing, all that's probably, way in the past because you've got specific things you're thinking about. When you look at now, when you line up and you get your hand in the dirt, what is your mindset when you get in your stance, you look up, particularly how it changes from when you're inside over the nose as opposed to outside on the end? What are some of the differences because you were really effective from both spots?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'm always I feel like before the snap, no matter what, I was taught at Miami, like see a lot and then see a little when the ball snaps. So before the snap, I want to see as much as possible, whether it's the backfield set, any tells that the O-linemen are giving me. So I'm trying to see a lot before the snap. But once the ball's back to snap, I'm seeing a little bit, and I'm just focused on my get off at that point. And one thing I can say is that when you're inside, things happen a lot quicker. You have to work your hands a lot faster because you're going to be right up on the guard or center just like that, like in the snap of a finger. So I feel like in the inside, whether it's 0-3, things happen a lot quicker. And on the outside, you have a little bit more time to kind of catch your stride and then throw your move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So we've mentioned it on the air here that, a lot of this tape and college film that fans have, tried to check out on YouTube after you were made the Bills pick. This is from 2019 when you were probably 245-ish, right? And now, you're about 266. First and foremost, what did you do to kind of change your body composition? What was the regimen to kind of pack on another 20 pounds? And then second, how does it feel carrying it on your frame?
I packed it on by just working hard in the weight room, hitting the weights all the time, but also eating right, not eating the wrong things because it's easy to gain weight, but it's hard to gain like actual good weight, weight that's going to make you a better player and that's going to make you feel better. So I definitely made sure I was gaining the right weight, by just being real careful with my nutrition and my diet. And I'd say I feel great with it. I feel like I ran pretty well with that at the pro day. And just the drills I've been doing, the D-line work, I've been feeling good in my body for sure. So I don't feel like the weight's going to slow me down at all.
Yeah, it's been one of the things that is becoming now kind of one of the mantras for a lot of people. You can never out-train your diet. So if you're going to, as hard as you work, it's easy to eat yourself out of shape. And I remember, too, I was one who always – I tried to put on weight during my college career as well. And the hardest part is gaining it the right way because, you can't just eat ice cream all day.
Exactly. It's
So
too
Greg,
easy,
Yeah, right?
A lot of chicken and fish, right. So, Greg, you told the story about how your parents lived here in Buffalo prior to you being born. And, I know you've said great things about Buffalo yourself. My question is this. When you guys were touring One Bills Drive, you had your family in tow with you. What was your mom and dad saying, as you guys were kind of back here in Buffalo? For them, I had to imagine it's very full circle for them, not necessarily for you, but what were they saying as you guys were like touching down here in Buffalo, driving out to the stadium? I'm just curious what your mom and dad, what was coming out of their mouths? What were they thinking, when you guys were touring One Bills Drive?
Well, man, it's such a blessing, for me to be in Buffalo and for them to also be back. So they're really just like pointing everything out like, oh, I remember this one used to be here, that used to be there. It was really it was probably really nostalgic for them. So it was a really cool experience and they enjoyed every single second of it. They're going to be back real soon.
Are they gonna accompany you up here? Or what's it gonna look like when this regular season kicks off? You gonna go back to rooming with some of your college buddy? You're gonna have some guys room together. Or are you gonna have your family up? Have you thought about that? What it's gonna look like when this season rolls on? You kind of got to make your way as a pro athlete.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna go up there by myself at first for like the rookie minicamp and stuff. But when I settle in, I know my girlfriend will probably stay with me. And also, I know my family's going to be visiting me real frequently. So we have a real tight-knit family, so they're always going to be visiting me. I'm 100% sure of it.
Yeah, I remember on draft night, you're on the phone with the Bills as they're telling you you're going to make the pick. And we only saw this after the fact. You're talking, I think, to the owner, Terry Pagula, and you're telling him, my brother almost tackled me. And then we saw a video of it. He almost took you out. He knocked you right into the partition. Which brother was that? And I know he's excited, but careful, man.
I know, right? It was one of my older brothers and my younger brother. They're both were trying to tackle me. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Is there anybody else like you at home? I mean, you got younger brothers. Are they, next in line to get drafted? They play? Tell me about them.
Yeah, I have a younger brother. He's 14, and he plays at Monarch High School down here in South Florida, and he's going to be a real good player for sure. He plays like receiver, outside linebacker, safety. He kind of does it all.
Is he tall like you at his age?
He's about 5'9", right now. Yeah, he's 14.
What was your biggest growth spurt, Greg? Like what year was it, and what'd you shoot up? Like 4 inches, 6 inches? What was the biggest spurt for you?
I'd say I grew like probably about 2 inches, like 2.5 inches from my sophomore, junior year in high school. So that's when I really got a pretty good growth spurt.
Yeah, 2 inches on you is like spit in the bucket. I mean, you're like 9,000 feet. You had to grow 2 inches a month at some point in your life.
And also middle school too. There was a big one when I was in eighth grade.
Yeah.
I think I grew about another 2 inches.
Yeah,
but I was all tall, like steadily. I was tall growing up, like the whole entire time.
So you're always tall.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm sure you've been hit up on social media and maybe even got a few phone calls when the photo went out when you were touring One Bills Live and you were, shaking hands with Coach McDermott and Brandon Beane, and people are looking at this photo and they are astounded. They're like, somebody doctored this photo. There's no way this is real. And then the fact that your 11 1/8 inch hand is pretty much blocking out almost the entire head of Brandon Beane. People were going nuts about this. Have you gotten a lot of feedback on this photo?
Yeah, I've heard about it. It's funny, but I am a big dude in person. I am pretty tall.
Yeah, and with that in mind, you've got 2 draft classmates who are just as big as you in Spencer Brown and in
Boyd.
Yeah, Tommy Doyle. I think they're going to have you guys first off the bus for away games, man, because that's going to be an intimidating look. What do you think about that?
That's facts. Definitely. We were some big dudes for sure. And I can't wait to get in there and start working, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a part of Bills Mafia. I can't wait.
How much do you think it'll help you, Greg? Because there's probably a pretty good chance that, you're going to be looking a lot at, your fellow draft classmates, Spencer Brown and Tommy Doyle in practice, to have guys with similar length as you to go against. You're not facing, 32-inch arm guys. Now you got guys with arms just as long as you. I think that presents a good challenge for you in practice to kind of improve and get better, right?
Yeah, I think so too. And the harder practices, the easier it makes game days, so it's always great to get pushed in practice and to be going against the best of the best. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, and when you come back, when you do make your way back up here, tell us a little bit about what you've been told by the coaching staff. What plans do they have? I know there's a long way to go before they find out what you're good at, what you're going to be really good at in the pros, that kind of thing. What have they told you about your role and what they expect from you?
They told me they expect big things from me for sure. But as far as my role, they haven't told me much. But I just know to come in there, just be humble, hungry, and just work hard every single day, push myself and compete. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to give it 120%. I'm going to go as hard as I can, and I'm going to prove that I'm there for a reason.
And last one for me, Greg, and we appreciate the time. You've got a fellow ACC pass rusher who's going to be coming up here with you in Boogie Basham. How nice will it be to have somebody in a similar position role kind of learning alongside you? Like, you might be a little crossed up on some kind of technique or something, and maybe you don't want to ask the coach right away. You can kind of pick your fellow rookie's brain and say, hey, did you get this all right? Like, just having that guy next to you, it's like a wingman at your position who's going through the same things that you are every single day. How much does that make, like, the learning curve that much easier?
I feel like it's going to really help us out, and really just both ways. If I need help or if he needs help, we're going to have a shoulder to lean on. And we can also learn from each other, learn from each other's mistakes, learn from the things that we're doing great and things that we're doing good. So I feel like it's going to be awesome to have somebody who's in the same situation as me. It also plays the same position. I feel like it's going to be great.
All right, Greg, as always, we thank you for the time. Congrats once again. I know it's been a whirlwind week, I'm sure. We appreciate you giving us some time and letting some of our listeners and viewers get a chance to know you a little bit better. So thanks and good luck, and we look forward to seeing you up here rookie minicamp next week.
We'll look forward to seeing you in person, Greg.
Sure.
Thanks.
For sure. Thank you. Anytime.